Hello, Sunshine Abuse 101. How y'all doing? A lot of times or on this channel, we talk about feeling it to heal it, and that is some awesome work. You sit down, you bring up some bad memories or some emotional reactions that you don't like. You just sit there with it. You sit with the feels. Now let's talk about the flip side of that coin. How can we make this work for us? What if I told you that with a few simple, we're going to do that right now. You might have heard of these techniques, and if so, I apologize. However, let's get on with it. Now, if you can, sit down and close your eyes. I want you to imagine with me for just a minute. What would it be like to have everything that you wanted right now? What would it feel like? Notice the word feel. What would it feel like? Now, as we're imagining, what would be the clothes that you're wearing? What would be the cologne or the perfume that you got on? What would the things around you feel like to your touch? Now, emotionally and in your feeling, what would it feel like? What would it feel like? Imagine that feeling. Because the more that we imagine that feeling, the more we can have it anytime. Also, you want to be able to imagine how it feels to get what you want so that when you do get it, you'll actually recognize it when it comes. As soon as you can feel it, I want you to feel it deep. Feel it deep. Just pinch your finger and your thumb together on either hand. It doesn't matter which. Just choose a hand and pinch it. All right, you got that feeling? Now let's go a little bit deeper. I want you to imagine one of the best times of your life. Can you imagine one of the best times of your life? Sure you can. There's always got to be some best times or some good times. So take one of those best times or even one of those simple good times. Remember that. Imagine that time. Imagine that time. Imagine what was going on during that time. Imagine what you saw. Were there birds there flying overhead? Was it a sunny day? Were you inside, outside? Now I want you to in the moment that you had felt that in that memory, what did it feel like to feel that good? What was the feeling? What was the feeling? Remember and imagine the feeling. Imagine it deep. Imagine it deep. Remember that day or that night or that evening. And imagine what it was like doing what you did and feeling that awesome, wonderful, great feeling. And when you feel it and feel it deep, tend to recognize and notice the feeling that you had and are having right now. As soon as you have it, I want you to pinch those fingers. That finger and that thumb, pinch them together. Because we're not done yet, sunshine. This shit gets better. Can you remember the best food that you ever ate? What was it? Was it steak? Was it pizza? Was it ice cream? Was it, I don't know, fucking tofu? What was that food? Was it lasagna? Was it comfort food? Was it mashed potatoes and gravy and stuffing? Was it ice cream? Remember the best food that you ate. Now, remember how it felt to eat that food. Imagine it, imagine it, imagine it. Now, when you feel it, feel it deep. Imagine, come on now. Once you pinch those fingers, pinch that finger and that thumb together. I know this isn't a perfect video, and that's okay because I wanted to get this information out to you quickly because this is a useful tool that you can use. If you reuse this tool 7 to 10 times a day, it will become easier and easier to get to a happier place inside and outside of yourself very quickly and a lot of those disturbances, those obstacles in your life tend to be easier to deal with. So let's go further. Are you feeling it yet? Are you holding on? Hold on to those good feels. Now, when was the time that you actually felt excited and had fun? What was the best fun that you ever had in your fucking life? I mean, just ever. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you imagine it? What were you doing? Were you on a roller coaster? Were you at a party? Were you talking to somebody on the phone? Feel it, imagine it, feel it. Now pinch that finger and that thumb together, pinch it together, pinch it together, pinch it together. All right. Now open your eyes. Now, what we did was basically triggered the chemicals in your body to produce those feelings at will. There's some other things that you could do to add to these feels because those feelings are based upon uh, dopamine levels and tyrosine levels in your body. Eating things like more bananas, dark chocolate, taking things like B complex, those things tend to help. There are lists of foods on YouTube that you can look up that will tend to help you with that. And the more those feel good chemicals in your body that you have, they'll pick up like a cigarette or pick up a beer or whatever your favorite thing to misuse is food, alcohol, doesn't matter, sex, it doesn't matter. Because once you feel, then you can redo and replace those feelings at will. At will. All right, I guess I'm gonna say hi to the dog because the dog is out here. I'm at the public library doing this video. But I wanted you to know that every day you're going to get happier, faster, quicker, and longer. Now let's talk about the two types of happiness. There's the instant gratification happiness, which we've dealt with right then and there when we talked about imagining what it would feel like and then pressing those fingers together and producing those chemicals. You don't need drugs, you don't need anything to produce that anymore. But then there's that deeper happiness. And that type of happiness comes with having a deeper meaning, a higher purpose. You can call it whatever you like. A higher calling in your life, a life's type of work or a life type of job. Now, this could be anything. It could be very simple. Is something that is harmless, that is good, that brings you joy. The more that you can find something that you do, because we all have things that we are good or great at. I'm a talky bastard, so I love doing this shit. And this is one of my higher purposes or higher meanings, is to bring about some health, some wealth, some success to you, and just let it flow. Just pass it on so you can have a better life now, not later. Fuck all that later. When you do the exercises that I give you, you won't need me or anyone else. All you have to do is do them completely. Do them like you're brushing your teeth, like you're taking a shit, like you go to bed, like you get up. Do it every day. And once you do that, you'll tend to notice that things get better and better. Things tend to get better and better. So the big H, the big happiness. What would you like to do that would just help shitloads of people? What I do helps shitloads of people, helps millions and millions, perhaps billions. One of my goals is to reach 1 billion people. So if you know someone who's depressed or needs this video, please pass it on. It's free information. A lot of times in my coaching, I guide people and I do this stuff. And if I do boot camps on it, it's like $1,500 for 3 days. So this is a massive value just to give to you, just to give. Because I believe that as I give, I receive. And as I give and make my world a better place, I make your world a better place. And hell, I cannot fuck up that way, sunshine. And maybe, and any of y'all that know me, maybe we can end this whole Ford people thing or Chevy people. Maybe we can bring about some peace. The first type of instant gratification happiness you can do anytime of the day. You can even do it at a funeral home. Now, I won't go into the sitting with your emotions and feeling and emotional processes, which is another thing. But if you learn how to sit with your emotions, the bad ones, the negatives, the so-called bad ones, the negative ones, the grief work, the trauma work, if you sit with that and then you do that exercise, you can even be happy in a funeral home. How fucked up is that? Now, I don't have time to chat. I love you all. I have to get and shit and be all of it. But this put Elijah from Iconoclast Jermaine a place to heal the pain, to bring back the same brain in your heart and put it all in your emotions and in your hearts and everything that you do. And just remember, even if Jesus don't, I love you, and you better love you